This EVgo Pilot location may be the worst charging location I have come across. It was constructed with so much promise, but now this has become a story about a travel nightmare. A charger buried in traffic with punishingly expensive rates that's about to be made completely worthless by a billion-dollar highway project. And it's a perfect example of how not to build our electric future. Stick around. Northwest Arkansas is one of the fastest growing metro areas in the United States. It's a boomtown, home to global headquarters of Walmart, Tyson Foods, and J.B. Hunt Transport. The main artery pumping life into this region is Interstate 49, a north-south superhighway connecting Kansas City to Louisiana. If you're an EV driver traveling this corridor, you will eventually need to charge. And when you do, your mapping app will likely point you here, to the Pilot Travel Center at exit 72. Home to a bank of 350 kilowatt fast chargers operated by EVgo. Now on paper, this sounds very, very promising. Pilot, GM Energy, and EVgo have partnered up in an attempt to revolutionize highway EV charging. They're installing thousands of chargers across the country at locations that include restrooms, restaurants, 24/7 staff, all of the things that EV drivers have been asking for. Now, their site selection, it's actually been heralded as a revolution in AI because it was used to determine what locations will receive the EV charging. Now, their location in Springdale was also a part of that. The only problem is that AI simply did not take enough into account when it selected this location in Springdale. Now, I have visited plenty of Pilot Flying J EVgo locations across the country, and I have had nothing but excellent experiences. I actually think that their AI program truly does work, except when it doesn't. And in this case, it does not. Now, the nightmare begins the moment you take exit 72. You're unceremoniously dumped onto West Sunset Avenue, also known as US Highway 412. Now, this isn't some quiet access road. It's the single most congested, traffic-choked east-west corridor in the entire Northwest Arkansas region. Now, I had to visit on a Saturday morning just to get through, so the traffic here doesn't appear to be as congested as it normally is. But if you look at this map, it's pretty relentless. Here, you have a gauntlet of stoplights, strip malls, and 18-wheelers vying for position with local commuters. Your quick charging stop is immediately bogged down in a swamp of gridlock. On a bad day, it can take you 15 to 20 minutes just to travel the half mile from the interstate off-ramp to the Pilot's entrance. As a driver who once had a school bus route on this road, ask me how I know. When you finally fight your way into the travel center, you're greeted with the second problem, the facility itself. This isn't one of Pilot's shiny modern travel plazas they showcase in press releases. This is an old, tired, classic truck stop that has not had a New Horizons refurbishment. The air hangs heavy with the smell of diesel. The parking lot is a chaotic ballet of massive big rigs maneuvering in tight spaces. It's cramped, it's crowded, and it feels like it was designed decades before anyone had ever heard of DC fast charging. And where are the brand new state-of-the-art EV chargers? Tucked away in a forgotten corner on the west side of the lot, in a spot that makes it feel like a complete afterthought. The spaces are tight, and it's not uncommon to see them blocked by gasoline cars or trucks whose drivers gave up on finding a regular parking spot. There's no soaring canopy to protect you from the blistering Arkansas sun or the sudden downpours of summer. There are no special EV-centric amenities. You are just there, standing in a parking lot next to a diesel lane, waiting for your car to charge, feeling completely out of place. It's an alienating experience that stands in stark contrast to the integrated, driver-focused future that was promised. So, what went so wrong here? How did a partnership between massive companies like Pilot Flying J and EVgo produce a location so fundamentally flawed? To understand, we have to dig deeper into the three core elements of this disaster: the traffic, the price, and the impending obsolescence. First, let's talk about the traffic again. This congestion on Highway 412, it's not a fluke. It's the result of explosive, unchecked growth colliding with infrastructure that hasn't kept pace. Northwest Arkansas has been adding tens of thousands of people year after year. This road, Sunset Avenue, was never designed to be the primary surface street for a booming metro area and a major U.S. highway simultaneously. The Arkansas Department of Transportation has recorded traffic counts of over 30,000 cars per day on this section of road that the Pilot sits on. It's a logistical bottleneck of epic proportions, and putting a high-speed travel charger in the middle of it is like putting a fire station on a one-way street that only leads to a dead end. It fundamentally misunderstands the user's needs. A traveler wants to get off the highway, charge quickly, and back on the highway with minimal delay. This location makes that mission impossible. Now let's talk about the price. This is where the nightmare gets expensive. This charger is part of the EVgo Extend network, a fancy way of saying that the partner, in this case Pilot Flying J, sets the pricing and EVgo's normal plans don't apply. Pricing is per kilowatt hour, which is fair in theory, but the rate here is exceptionally high. The price, from day one, has been a staggering 69 cents per kilowatt hour. To put that in perspective, that is nearly 7 times more expensive than charging at home, at least in Arkansas, and can make a road trip pricier than driving a gas-powered car. Let's look at what that means for some of today's most popular EVs. Take a Hyundai Ioniq 5 with its 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery. A typical road trip charge from 10 to 80% requires adding about 54 kilowatt hours. At that high rate, you're looking at a bill of over $37 for that single charge. But where it gets truly eye-watering is with the new generations of large electric trucks. It seems as though Pilot Flying J really likes to attract the new trucks. That includes the GMC Hummer, the Chevrolet Silverado EV, or the new Escalade IQ can even have a battery with over 200 kilowatts of usable capacity. To add that same 70% charge, you need to pump in a massive 140 kilowatt hours. At 69 cents per kilowatt hour, that single charging stop would cost a staggering $96. That's nearly $100 for one fill-up, a cost that rivals or even exceeds what it would take to fuel a gas-guzzling V8 truck for the same distance. And think about the number of public transit electric buses that have been spotted using these Pilot Flying J locations. This pricing structure turns the promise of cheaper electric travel on its head, penalizing drivers of the very vehicles, large trucks and SUVs, that Americans love to drive. It makes a cross-country trip in an electric truck a potentially budget-breaking endeavor. The best part? Up until January 1st of this year, Walmart EV Charging offered free charging one exit north on I-49 at their beta location at Supercenter 4108. Now that location has been shut down and is being retrofitted to be a full site with Alpitronic hyperchargers. But if you look back at the plug share posts for this Pilot, EV drivers encouraged one another to venture the 2 miles north for the formerly free charging. Finally, there's the on-site experience, and as I said, this is not a modern travel hub. User check-ins on apps like PlugShare paint a picture of a less than ideal stop. Comments mention tight parking, hidden chargers, and spots being blocked by gas cars. One user in October of 2025 noted it felt, quote, pretty sketchy late at night. This isn't the premium elevated experience that Pilot and GM are marketing. It feels like what it is, a quick, low-effort retrofit onto an existing, aging truck stop. There's no sense of investment in the EV driver's comfort or safety. But the problems don't stop there. In fact, the biggest issue with this location is the one you can't see from the parking lot. It's a budget blunder that's been decades in the making, and it's about to make these brand new chargers virtually irrelevant. But before we get to that, I do have to ask, what's the worst charging experience you've ever had? Is it a broken charger? A terrible location? How about an outrageous price? Let me know in the comments below. I definitely want to hear your horror stories and see how they stack up with this location. Now let's talk about the real reason this location is a catastrophic investment. The state of Arkansas knows that Highway 412 through Springdale is a traffic disaster. They've known for decades. And for just as long, they have been planning a solution. The Springdale Northern Bypass, also known as Highway 612. This isn't just a new road. It's a massive 21-mile-long, 4-lane interstate standard freeway designed for one primary purpose: to allow travelers and freight trucks to completely bypass the congested mess of Highway 412 through Springdale. It's a project so large, it's being built in multiple phases with a total price tag in the billions. Let's take a look at where we are with the project. The first phase, connecting Interstate 49 to Highway 112 just north of Springdale, is already finished and has been open for several years. The second and most critical phase is under construction right now. This is a nearly 7-mile, $200 million segment that will extend the bypass from Highway 112 all the way west to connect with the existing Highway 412 west of Tawnytown. This phase has a scheduled completion date around August of 2027, though officials hope it may be finished even sooner. Don't hold your breath. Now let me repeat that. In the very near future, every single interstate traveler, every freight truck, and every person driving an EV on a long-distance trip who wants to get from I-49 to western Arkansas or Tulsa, Oklahoma, or go the opposite direction from Tulsa to northwest Arkansas, they will be funneled onto this brand new high-speed bypass. They will cruise at 70 miles per hour on a pristine freeway that takes them miles north of the current Highway 412. They will completely avoid the traffic, the stoplights, and the congestion of Sunset Avenue. And in doing so, 2/3 of the current interstate traffic will bypass the Pilot Travel Center entirely. This is not a secret. The Arkansas Department of Transportation has been holding public meetings, publishing maps, and awarding contracts for this project for years. The entire purpose of the bypass is to make the road this pilot is on obsolete for through traffic. And yet, in the face of this publicly available, decades in the making, billion-dollar infrastructure shift, Pilot and EVgo decided to build their state-of-the-art travel chargers right here, on a road that is about to become a local access secondary street. It's a breathtaking failure of due diligence. They have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars installing high-speed chargers designed for long-distance travelers on the one road those travelers are about to abandon permanently. Future phases of the bypass are already planned and funded, set to extend it even further and solidify its role as the new U.S. Highway 412. This pilot charging station isn't just a nightmare for today's drivers, it's a dust gatherer for tomorrow. It's a budget blunder built on yesterday's traffic maps and completely ignorant of tomorrow's reality. The truth is, those chargers would be better served somewhere else in Arkansas. So let's summarize the trifecta of failure that is the Springdale Pilot EV charging station. First, you have its location in a traffic-choked corridor that is actively hostile to a traveler's schedule. It's a frustrating and time-wasting experience before you even plug in. Second, you have a punishingly high per kilowatt hour pricing structure at 69 cents that can make road tripping certain EVs, especially the large trucks, more expensive than their gasoline counterparts, undermining a key benefit of going electric. And third, the largest failure of all is the complete lack of foresight. It's an expensive infrastructure project built directly in the path of a planned obsolescence, doomed to underutilization by a billion-dollar highway bypass that will reroute its target customers miles away. This isn't just a story about one bad charging location in Arkansas. It's a cautionary tale for the entire EV transition. As we spend billions of dollars from both private companies and public funds to build out our national charging network, we have to expect more than just putting chargers in the ground. We have to expect smart, strategic, forward-thinking placement with a hint of common sense. Companies need to do more than look at a map of their current locations, even if they do employ AI to make those determinations. They need to be consulting with state departments of transportation. They need to be analyzing 10, 20-year regional master plans. They need to ask not just, where is the traffic today, but where will the traffic be tomorrow? How many other chargers are being installed at locations that are about to be bypassed? How much money is being wasted on infrastructures that will be obsolete in just a few years? This pilot in Springdale is a bit of a glaring red flag and a symbol of a reactive, short-sighted planning that we simply cannot afford if we want to build a reliable and sustainable future. While most of Pilot Flying J and EVgo's site selection is immaculate and second to none for driver convenience, this is what Northwest Arkansas and its interstate travelers have to show for it. Now, building a nationwide charging network is one of the greatest infrastructure challenges of our generation. Doing it right means more than just hitting a target number of charging stalls. And it means doing the homework and not letting AI do your homework. Yeah, we fight that. It means building for the future, not just the present. This location proves that even with billions of dollars in partnerships between industry giants, a project can fail before the first customer even plugs in. It's a question of diligence, and anybody in Northwest Arkansas could have told you this location would fall short, and then to add insult to injury, they made the price a punchline. Again, the vast majority of these EVgo locations are meaningful for EV drivers, and Pilot Flying J deserves much praise for their ambition and execution. But that does not mean we should not question the few instances that they mess it up. Now, if you found this deep dive interesting, and if you believe we need to be building smarter infrastructure, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. We need to keep having these conversations to ensure our electric future is built the right way, just as EVgo and Pilot Flying J do 99% of the time. I just happen to live near the 1%. Thanks for watching, and happy trails.